notices have been pasted at former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh's Juhu residence. The notices declare him as a proclaimed offender. So this is in furtherance of the move to declare him as a proclaimed offender and give him a 30-day countdown, we presume. The notices have now been pasted on Parambir Singh's door. We have Yasha joining us. Just yesterday, Parambir informed the Supreme Court that he is indeed in India. Until then, there was speculation as to where he is. Still, he has not surfaced for many, many months. He was last in the office of the DG Home Guard, Maharashtra, over 200 days back, and now there are multiple non-bailable warrants out for him. He has also got around 25 days left to avoid being called an absconder. Yasha, please tell us, what are the notices that have been pasted on Parambir Singh's doors and what do they say? Yasha.
Yes, so these notices that have been put are pertaining to him being declared a proclaimed offender. In fact, Ankit, in a while we'll now understand and see the visuals of these notices that have been put at his Juhu residence, because there are 5 locations which the Mumbai Police's crime branch is looking at. Now, these notices pertain to him being declared a proclaimed offender, because we had seen there was a proclamation application which was put in at the magistrate court asking him to be declared a proclaimed offender. Now, this is a 30-day time span that he gets before being declared an absconder, and it is in this 30 days that he has to present himself before the investigating agency, which is the Mumbai crime branch currently, and which is where now we see that there'll be notices put up across all his properties, across all his locations. At least in Mumbai, it will happen today at all the residences of Parambir Singh. And this is a big development which has taken place, because yesterday we saw that Parambir Singh had himself mentioned before the Supreme Court, that is, his lawyers mentioned before the Supreme Court that he is very much in India, and his lawyers in fact told the Supreme Court that in the next 48 hours he can present himself before the CBI if required. However, in the order there's no mention of him being present before any of the organization, but right now what we understand is that 48 hours is what his lawyers have promised the Supreme Court, because when granting him protection from arrest, Supreme Court had told Parambir Singh that he has to abide with all the investigation, only then he gets a protection. Now let us understand, Ankit, that he's been on the run for more than 230 days. Last he was spotted in Mumbai outside the NIA office going to register his statement on April 7th. Ever since then, the former Mumbai Police Commissioner has been missing and in fact not been around at all. So now this is a big development, because we see there are 3 non-bailable warrants against him, 1 bailable warrant, and despite repeated summons we saw yesterday at Chandival Commission as well, he did not present himself, and wherein it was a question that was raised that Parambir's signatures on the affidavit.
Yasha, we have now the visuals of the notices pasted on Parambir Singh's doors. Viewers, you can see on the screens on full frame the notices that is declaring Parambir a proclaimed offender, pasted right slap bang in the center of the door. There is no other notice pasted there. This is very prominently placed. This is the notice that has been issued to him, and it has given him 30 days in which to show up. It is a notice that I remember reading has the date 18th November on it. So that is the date from which it was backdated. We'll go back to Yasha for more. Yasha, how many days does Parambir now have to show up before this, before the Maharashtra CID? And also, like you were saying, he is told the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has told him rather that he must now join the probe. So does he need to now join all the probes that are registered against him wherever they are, or he will have to suffer the consequences of being declared an absconder and everything that comes along with it, and also face the wrath of the Supreme Court? Yasha.
Yes, Ankit, the visuals that the viewers are seeing are the exclusive visuals on Republic that we've got access to. These are the visuals from outside Parambir's Juhu residence where it's been posted. And now, like you've mentioned, that as per this notice that has been put outside his residence, what is important to note is that he will have to abide by a certain clause. Now, because this proclamation application has been put outside his Juhu residence, he will have to present himself before the investigative agency, which in this case is the Mumbai crime branch. If he does not present himself in the next 30 days, what really happens is that another application is put before the magistrate, wherein the magistrate takes a call whether he will be declared an absconder. Because if he is declared an absconder, all the properties related to Parambir Singh get seized. But when you're talking about the Supreme Court judgment of yesterday, the Supreme Court order of yesterday, what really happens is he's been given protection from all the arrests, all the cases which are pending against him. There are 5 cases in Maharashtra which are pending against him, of which there are 3 non-bailable warrants. He gets an exemption from being arrested in this case, but he has to present himself for investigation. Now this depends on when the investigative agency is calling him for further summons, or in order to understand whether he will abide by the instructions of this investigative agency, because these summons that we are talking about might have to be, he'll have to be present before all these agencies. Now the agencies in this case are various agencies, be it the CIDs, the state CID which is looking at cases of Marine Lines Police Station. Apart from that, the Mumbai Crime Branch is looking at the case of the Goregaon, which is being registered on the basis of complaint by Bimal Agarwal. Also, there are 2 cases of Thane. So right now, Parambir Singh gets an exemption from being arrested in all of these cases. But what is important to note is that because he gets an exemption to appear in all these cases, he has to gets an exemption from arrest in these cases, but he has to appear before the investigative agency. However, our sources have said that Parambir Singh has asked that all these cases should be transferred to the CBI, and which is where he present himself. So this was exactly the point that his lawyers were also mentioning in the Supreme Court yesterday, wherein they said that they'll be willing to go before the CBI in 48 hours span of time. So now what goes on to see is that, Ankit, this next 48 hours are quite crucial for when Parambir Singh can appear, because if he doesn't, then there will be further questions raised and these agencies can take action. In fact, we also heard from our sources that if he presents himself before any of the agencies, Parambir Singh's investigation and in fact questioning can also be demanded by other agencies. So what we see is tough times await Parambir Singh if he appears before any of the agencies, because all the agencies would now want to question him. Of course, they cannot arrest him, but they would obviously want to question him. So which is where now the process, one big hurdle has already started for Parambir Singh, because now is the time of 29 days from today onwards, because 22nd is the date mentioned in this particular notice which has been put out outside his residence. So 22nd onwards until next 30 days is the time that Parambir gets to present himself before the Mumbai Crime Branch. Otherwise, his properties can all be attached by the crime branch. Now this is a major development that has taken place, because we see that despite being the DG Home Guards, Parambir Singh, who was removed from the position of the CP Mumbai Police and then put in as the position of DG Home Guards, will face further difficulties if he does not present himself in the next 30 days. And we saw that despite being a sitting officer, he was not present in the office as well. He had asked for a long leave and he was not coming in at the office as well, which is where we saw that the Maharashtra government had also stopped his salary. Now this was one of the action taken by Maharashtra government, because despite being an officer in uniform, he was not presenting himself. In fact, we had also seen that our sources from the Maharashtra government had said that they will try to find out from IB where Parambir Singh is, because there were certain speculations going around that Parambir Singh might have fled to Belgium or someplace in Europe. But all the speculations were put to rest, because Supreme Court had given a stern warning to Parambir Singh, saying that they can only help him if he tells his location to the court, and which is where we saw that his lawyers in fact admitted that Parambir Singh is very much in India. Now this has been the entire story of Parambir Singh, but what goes on to see, Ankit, is for the next 48 hours would be crucial to understand if Parambir Singh would really appear before any investigative agency. Because though there has been no instructions by the Supreme Court right now asking for any kind of presentation before any of the agencies, it's the lawyers who willingly told the court that he is willing to appear in the next 48 hours. So these notices are just the starting of the entire story of what goes ahead for Parambir Singh. Yes, Ankit?
Absolutely, Yasha. Wonderfully summed up by Yasha the entire story relating to Parambir Singh. The notice is dated the 22nd of November, so it's 29 days. But in effect, as Yasha is telling us, the countdown is much smaller than that. The chickens are coming home to roost for Parambir Singh. The Supreme Court has asked him to join all the probes. It has given him protection from arrest, but he must join the probes. And now this particular notice has been pasted, and the investigative agency here is the Mumbai Crime Branch. It is the Mumbai Police's crime branch, the same Mumbai Police against whom Parambir claimed yesterday in the Supreme Court there is a threat to his life. He had said that he would prefer that the CBI investigate the cases against him. Parambir has 5 extortion FIRs registered against him, 3 non-bailable warrants. He has been questioned by the NIA in the entire Sachin Vaze Gate, Antilia bomb scare and Mansukh Hiren murder cases as well. There were sources telling us that they may summon him for questioning again in that matter. He is also to show up before the Chandiwal Commission. over the allegations that he has leveled against Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh. So there are many agencies, I am guessing, Yasha, that want to question Parambir Singh. He needs to surface. The clock is ticking. It is a matter of hours, in fact, that we expect hopefully Parambir Singh to surface somewhere. It is not likely to be 29 days, although if he doesn't show up within 29 days, if the worst comes to worst, he will be declared an absconder. His properties can all be attached. We saw just now how a notice has been pasted outside his door, Yasha, like you said. So which are the agencies, Yasha? There are a lot of FIRs lodged against him in different cases. Which are the agencies that are likely to be vying to interrogate Parambir Singh in accordance with how the Supreme Court has asked him to show up for all the probes? Yasha, back to you.
Yes, Ankit, so like you rightly mentioned that there are various agencies. You mentioned Chandiwal Commission, you said that there are cases pertaining to Anil Deshmukh. So now let us understand what are these agencies which are trying to get hold of Parambir Singh to investigate him. Let us understand the 5 cases in Maharashtra. Firstly, there's one case of atrocities against him which is outside Mumbai. It's in Maharashtra. So that is one case that is against him, wherein the state CID is also trying to get hold of him. So there are certain cases here which are with the state CID, including some of the cases at Thane. There are 2 cases at Thane, both of whom relate to extortion against Parambir Singh. Now, in one of the cases, there is mention of Pradeep Sharma as well, and some more close aides of Parambir Singh. So these are 2 more cases. State CID is looking for Parambir Singh. In fact, Mumbai Police's crime branch is looking for Parambir Singh, because there are 2 cases in Maharashtra, in Mumbai as well. One is the Marine Lines Police Station, which is with the special team which has been formed to investigate this case. Apart from that, there is this Goregaon case. The Goregaon case is with the Mumbai Police's crime branch. Now let us understand what really transpired in the last 15 days in this Goregaon case, because in this Goregaon case, we saw Sachin Waze was arrested by the Mumbai Police. In fact, he was in the ED, he was in the NIA custody, wherein the Mumbai Police's crime branch asked for Sachin Waze's custody. He was in the custody of Mumbai Police's crime branch for 14 days where investigation took place. He was interrogated. Now, in his interrogation, a crucial point that was mentioned by the investigative agencies was they wanted to find out where Parambir Singh is, which is why they were questioning Sachin Waze, because Sachin Waze is known to be close to Parambir Singh, and because he's known to be close to Parambir Singh, they wanted to know whereabouts of Parambir Singh from Sachin Waze. However, it's not clear whether they understood the whereabouts of Parambir Singh or not from Sachin Waze, but parallelly we saw that the same agency moved the magistrate court asking for a proclamation application to be issued against Parambir Singh, which is where they were trying to get Parambir Singh back to the books, because we saw that he wasn't appearing for the investigation despite summons being issued against him. Apart from that, Enforcement Directorate might also want to question Parambir Singh because his role is crucial in the entire larger picture. It is this investigation which pertains to the Vasuli Gate scandal. Let us understand was Parambir Singh's letter to the Chief Minister stating that it was Anil Deshmukh who was asking officers such as Sachin Waze to extort 100 crores from bars and restaurants across the city, which is where this entire controversy rolled out after the arrest of Sachin Waze, and following which we saw several cases being registered. In fact, Chandiwal Commission was also formed only after the instructions and on the basis of this letter of Parambir Singh. So he's been summoned at Chandiwal Commission as well. He didn't present himself despite 3 summons, which is where we saw he was made to pay a fine of 5,000 and 50,000 respectively later on. But despite that, because he did not appear himself before Chandiwal Commission, there was a bailable warrant issued against him. So this is Chandiwal Commission wherein there was a bailable warrant against him. But ED might also want to question him, because we see that Anil Deshmukh is being questioned. We also saw Sachin Waze was being questioned. In fact, there was summons also issued to Parambir Singh. And when ED had questioned Sachin Waze and Anil Deshmukh, they wanted to in fact confront them, because we saw Sachin Waze's statement wherein it clearly mentions that Sachin Waze was working on the instructions of Anil Deshmukh in all the cases, be it cases pertaining to Dilip Chhabria, or for that matter even these cases of collecting the 100 crore. So which is where the role of Parambir Singh also becomes important, because here there were 3 prime characters in the picture. One is Anil Deshmukh, one is Sachin Waze, one is Parambir Singh, all of whom 2 of them are behind the bars. One is still on the run and has not appeared. So these were 3 crucial characters, and which is where we saw that ED might also want to question him, apart from Mumbai Police's crime branch and the state CID as well. Yes, Ankit.
Absolutely, Yasha. There are 3 key characters in this. 2 of them are in custody and are being interrogated. In fact, right now, Kritsveen is also joining us. Sachin Waze is being grilled by the Chandiwal Commission. That is the latest input. That is also happening. It is in continuance of the Chandiwal Commission's hearing yesterday, where Sachin Waze tried to put forth Kritsveen that he is just a small player in all this, but we know better than that. And now the countdown is on for Parambir also to show up before some agency, like Yasha has been telling us, Kritsveen. There are many agencies that may want to interrogate him. What is the latest that you are hearing? This all comes after the Supreme Court told him he must join the probe. Kritsveen, to you.
Oh, absolutely. So while the Supreme Court, Yasha, yesterday, asked Parambir Singh to join the investigations while giving him interim protection against arrest, any sort of an arrest, it was important to also kind of highlight time and again what the lawyer of Parambir Singh maintained and how, we were highlighting the fact that his lawyer said that he is, of course, extremely concerned about his security. He is, of course, fearing at this point in time that he could be arrested, and hence an interim protection is the need of the hour as per his lawyer. But Yasha, as Ankit was also pointing out, if we talk about Sachin Waze, now he too is a key player as far as the extortion case is concerned. He is once again today appearing before the Chandiwal Commission. He's appeared before the Chandiwal Commission already. I beg your pardon. What is it that the Chandiwal Commission is focusing on at this point in time? What happened yesterday as far as the summon is concerned, his interrogation is concerned, and what's going on at the moment?
So yes, Kritsveen, what we understand now is that Sachin Waze has already presented himself before Chandiwal Commission. Now Chandiwal Commission is expected to record the statement of Sachin Waze. Now this is an important and a crucial point here because we see that Chandiwal Commission had called Sachin Waze yesterday so that his statement could be recorded. His cross-examination can be done by lawyers of Palande, Sanjeev Palande, Kundan Shinde, as well as lawyers of Anil Deshmukh as well. We saw Parambir Sir also being present there and being questioned about the affidavit. So the reason why Sachin Waze is at Chandiwal right now is because the statement could not be recorded yesterday. We see there are 3 affidavits filed by Sachin Waze at the Chandiwal Commission. These 3 affidavits were cross-verified, cross-examined by Sachin Waze. In fact, yesterday he had accepted that all these affidavits have been submitted on his behalf. It is his signature. But now, because there were certain documents which the other lawyers did not have, they asked for some more time to read through those documents, understand the role of Sachin Waze, so that a cross-examination can happen. Now, in the next 2 hours from now, we'll see that Sachin Waze will be cross-examined by the other lawyers at Chandiwal Commission. He was instructed by Chandiwal Commission to be present at 11 a.m. so that he can mark his attendance, following which he'll have to wait for the other lawyers to come in so that the cross-examination begins. Now, this is because we see that Sachin Waze has been called in on the instructions of Chandiwal Commission. Chandiwal Commission, in fact, is also looking at the entire allegation of Parambir Singh, wherein he had said that this 100 crore vasuli is being done by Anil Deshmukh.
Yes.
So, also a very important point when he made yesterday, parallelly while the Supreme Court was giving his order, was when Sachin Waze said that he's a very small pawn in this entire racket. Now, this is quite a crucial statement coming in on the sidelines of Parambir Singh's statement at the Supreme Court as well, wherein he said he's in India. So now, here what we understand is that there's possibility of something major happening in the next few days.
So Sachin Waze says, as per him, he's a small pawn in the entire case. But Yasha, Advocate Puneet Bali also very interestingly said that Parambir Singh was perhaps being forced to take his complaint back and his word back on what he said and what he alleged against the former Home Minister Anil Deshmukh as well. So that's another point that he'd kept before the court yesterday. If you could just elaborate a bit more on that.
In fact, yes, so we saw that while Sachin Waze said he's a small pawn, what we all, like you rightly pointed out, Puneet Bali also mentioned about how Parambir Singh's life is in danger if he comes to Mumbai. So now these are some of the points that we really need to understand, because are just pointing out to a larger nexus, are just pointing out to a larger racket, because right now what we're focusing on is just a smaller story of the Vasuli Gate scandal, not in fact a small story, because this points out to 100 crores being extorted from bars and restaurants, of which we clearly see that the enforcement directorate in its charge sheet had mentioned that Sachin Waze had extorted 4.7 crores, of which they were given to Anil Deshmukh. So now this is the story that has already come out from the enforcement directorate. But are there more bins that need to be spilled? Yet there is a question that needs to be answered once Sachin Waze and Parambir Singh, if Parambir Singh appears before any of the agencies, in fact throw light on what really was happening when the two of them were in the position, because the two of them clearly in the top position, be it Parambir Singh, who was the then Mumbai Police Commissioner, sitting at the top position of Mumbai Police. Apart from that, Sachin Waze, who was then heading the CIU unit. And in fact, Anil Deshmukh as well, who was the Home Minister then. There was a lot that was happening which the people of Mumbai did not know. So now here are several questions that need to be answered, because these statements by both of the people before judiciary, before magistrates, clearly point out that there's a lot more than what meets the eye right now. And which is where now we expect that if Parambir Singh appears before the agencies in the next 2 days, there'll be a lot more that can be expected. Because right now, even as we speak, we're seeing that there'll be notices that will be put out at Parambir Singh's various residences all throughout the day today. So now this is a major development that has taken place, because we saw that notices were put out outside Riaz Bhatti as well as Vinay Singh's residence. Now these two people were also declared a proclaimed offender apart from Parambir Singh when the order came out last week, because these people have also been mentioned in various FIRs along with Parambir Singh. In fact, the FIR of Goregaon also mentions these two people's name, and they've been known to be close aides of Parambir Singh, and which is where we also saw that on Sunday another FIR was registered against Riaz Bhatti as well. So now these are some of the people key to the entire investigation. All of them have been absconding, and like we rightly mentioned, that Parambir Singh on the run, two more key characters in this entire investigation, be it Sachin Waze or Anil Deshmukh, are behind the bars, running behind the judiciary. So now these are several questions that have not remained answered, and there are answers that really need to be sought from these people, because we see that Sachin Waze, in one statement before which was leaked through one of the complainant in the case of Goregaon, had mentioned that Parambir Singh was number one when it comes to the entire extortion racket. Whereas in his statement before the ED, he has said that it was Anil Deshmukh who was number one in this case. So here the question remains as to on whose instruction was Sachin Waze working at. Was it Parambir Singh or was it Anil Deshmukh? Because when Sachin Waze says that he is just a small pawn in this entire larger racket, the questions are raised as to who was giving him instructions and who was actually asking him to collect funds from bars and restaurants, extorting money rather, because we see that when he was arrested by the Goregaon police, there was a mention of how there was 9 lakh rupees which were collected. Apart from that, there were 2 Samsung phones worth more than 2.92 lakhs in the form of kind was also extorted from him. Now these are some crucial questions that need to be answered, and which is where we see the role of Parambir Singh coming into picture, because the Mumbai Police's crime branch had clearly stated that they want to understand from Sachin Waze as to how he and Parambir Singh planned the entire extortion racket. Where all did they meet? Whom all did they approach? Now these are some points of investigation that the Mumbai Police's crime branch is looking at, and because they are not able to reach out to Parambir Singh, which is why this proclamation application was made, and now he's been given 29 days from today onwards. In fact, there were 30 days, but the date was yesterday, and which is where today onwards, there are 29 days, and the clock is clearly ticking for Parambir Singh right now.
Help us understand this, Yasha. As per his lawyer, since he faces threat and is why he was, not coming out in public domain, while explaining that he is very much in India, his lawyer says that he's ready to join the investigation if conducted by the CBI within the next 48 hours. So while you have so many FIRs pending against him, so many summons that he skipped by the Chandival Commission, and the Mumbai Police Crime Branch also now going on to paste notices on his residences, which it had expressed very clearly that, unless he fails to appear, if he fails to appear within the next 30 days, when the order first came out, he will be declared an absconder. None of that held any relevance. Clearly, as per the lawyer, it's only a CBI investigation that he's going to be okay with. So if he does appear for an investigation, will he only be going ahead with the CBI investigation? Because there are multiple agencies involved. So what's going to be happening?
So Crispin, right now, because we see that there's no case against him by the CBI, it is the lawyer of Parambir Singh who has said that he wants the case, that is Parambir Singh wants this case to be transferred to CBI because he believes CBI can conduct a fair investigation. Now this is the point that his lawyers have raised before the Supreme Court yesterday. In fact, we also saw that his lawyer happened to mention that Parambir Singh wants a CBI investigation, and if CBI is taking over the case, he's willing to be present before the CBI in the next 48 hours. Now this was the point made by Parambir Singh. However, right now it does not hold relevance because CBI does not have his case. It is Parambir Singh's wish to be present before the CBI. On the other hand, there are other agencies who are investigating the case, who want his custody, who want to question him, which he is not willing to present himself before because he says that he has a threat of life in Mumbai. Now, this is the point wherein That's why his lawyer happened to mention in the Supreme Court that he was to be present before the CBI. Now, this is the exact point of contention, because we see that various agencies are trying to get his custody. There are various agencies who've already had a non-bailable warrant issued against him, and that's when they want to understand his role, which is where this entire application, the proclamation application, comes to forth, because these agencies have said that Parambir Singh is not appearing before them, which is why they want the proclamation application, so that if he does not appear before them in the next 29 days, they'll seize his properties. Now, this is quite an important and a crucial role that we talk about right now. And the Supreme Court orders yesterday, in fact, nullifies all these non-bailable warrants, because the Supreme Court has given him an exemption, and the Supreme Court has said that there'll be no action taken against Parambir Singh because no agency can arrest him. So
Yasha,
in
what
that
we'll
case,
do is
the
we'll
agencies
quickly
can-
get in Ankit also, who's joining us from the newsroom. I believe he has more information that he can share with our viewers. Ankit, what more are you picking up? A big question really here, because, all this while, it's been almost 200 days and counting, and Parambir Singh has failed to join the investigation. Multiple agencies involved, but he's nowhere to be found, and suddenly his lawyer comes out after the Supreme Court, by the way, said that you can't be seeking any sort of a protection until you're actually there, making your presence felt and ready to join the investigations. It's only then that his lawyer came out with these kind of statements. So what is it that's really going on, and what are you picking up in the latest?
Absolutely. There was a blockbuster interview yesterday at 7 p.m. with Niranjan speaking to Puneet Bali, the senior advocate who is representing Parambir Singh in the Supreme Court. Puneet Bali said that Parambir Singh had been asked to take back his complaint against Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh. That was one of the many things that he said. This was after a couple of hours earlier he had disclosed in the Supreme Court that his client, that is Parambir Singh, is indeed in India. Until then, all kinds of speculation was going on. Had he fled India via Nepal? We had Sanjay Nirupam claim that Parambir Singh was in Belgium. All this speculation was going on, but then Parambir Singh finally revealed to the Supreme Court that he is in India. The reason he revealed is because he had moved the Supreme Court seeking interim protection from arrest, but the Supreme Court did not play ball. It told him, first you reveal your whereabouts and only then can we consider any petition. And now it has granted him protection from arrest, but it has also told him that you must show up for every investigation. In the midst of this, Parambir wants to be investigated by the CBI. He says that if he comes back to Mumbai, there is a threat against his life from the Mumbai police. The notice that I am holding right now, the notice that is pasted outside Parambir Singh's door, is a notice that has the Mumbai Crime Branch as the investigative agency. I am going to read out for you what it says. It says, whereas complaint has been made before me that Parambir Singh has committed or is suspected to have committed an offence under sections, it lists various sections of the Indian Penal Code, and it has been returned to a warrant of arrest thereupon issued, that the said accused cannot be found, and whereas it has been shown to my satisfaction that the accused has absconded or is concealing himself to avoid the service of the said warrant. So this is the notice that is pasted outside Parambir Singh's door declaring him as a proclaimed offender. Proclamation is hereby made that Parambir Singh is required to appear before this court of investigation officer to answer the said complaint on or within 30 days. So this is dated November the 22nd. So he has 29 days rather now. The notice has been pasted right in the center of his door. We have been bringing you visuals of the same. It is the only notice there. It is extremely hard to miss. And the same notice, Yasha tells us, is going to be pasted on 5 different properties of Parambir Singh. The last time that Parambir was seen, says Yasha, is April the 7th. This was after he was appointed DG Home Guard. He had shown up at the NIA to record a statement in a case also in which there is a chance that he may be summoned. That is the Mansukh Hiren, Sachin Vaze Gate scandal, the Antilia bomb scare, all these cases coalesced into one. So Parambir Singh needs to show up for a variety of cases before a variety of investigative agencies. He would like to avoid that. He would like to show up before the CBI in all these cases. At least that is the reading from what his lawyer told the Supreme Court yesterday. But he is not having many options in that regard. And it's not like exactly a 29-day countdown. He had told the Supreme Court he would be happy to appear before the CBI in 48 hours if need be. But now that he gets called, he has protection from arrest. But he must come before these various agencies as well as the Chandiwal Commission and answer the questions that have been raised against him, answer the accusations and the allegations and the charges that have been raised against him in FIRs. 3 non-bailable warrants have been filed against him, Kritsween. This is the information we now have. There is a whole lot more. There are various sub-allegations also. This story runs very long. We have been following it very extensively on RepublicWorld.com and Republic TV. All our audiences know it as well because we were the subject of a witch hunt by this man last year at this time, Kritsween. So that is what we are picking up right now. Everyone can go and read this notice on Republic World as well.